mini chocolate chips, red potatoes because I'm making a stew, onions. All right, I'm going in. Bird seed is so low, but I'm excited that it looks like I'm going to get to use the rest of this habanero seed that's supposed to be that squirrels eat it, but my squirrels really like it. So it didn't work, and then also the habanero, it like gets in the air when you're dumping it in the world. So it would get in my eyes. Like I can taste it already. It gets in my mouth. So I'm done with the spicy bird seed. Yeah. It didn't even work. So I would have felt differently if it worked. Also have to decide, what am I doing for the winter? Am I going to continue to feed the birds? Can I be consistent? Because they would obviously need consistency. You know, I want to fill the other side, but I like to put some on the ground for the ground feeders and the deer. The deer also eat this. Someone asked, which was a great question, why did I put vegetable plants that I was done with on the edge of my yard for deer to eat? Aren't I training the deer to eat my stuff? Well, actually, the deer come and eat. They eat leaves and, you know, different plants daily. Mama and her babies come daily, and they go kind of around the outskirts of my yard. So I put the plants where they were already eating, and the stuff they're not allowed to eat is up on the deck. I need to sneeze. I'm telling you, I would love to know if anyone has had luck with the spicy bird seed. Whoops, I didn't flip this back up. Keeping the squirrels out, because it definitely hasn't worked for me. But I've kept the habanero out of the feeder that's near the house. I need to put it on my grocery list too, because this I believe is all I have left. I'm going to need to sneeze again. All right, so it's like 10:30, 10:45 in the morning, just getting going. You'll always see me, I think, with wet hair at the beginning of each video. I'm going to go in and get laundry started, but I'm also going to show you what I did yesterday, because I was trying to do a reset yesterday and I didn't get very far, but I did get some things done, and I made this chicken stew that was glorious. I got a very full load for today because this is an industrial size washing machine. Since most of this laundry was put in yesterday, it does have something to do with yesterday. So let's see what I got done yesterday, and then I'm going to meet you out to water the flowers and the plants. I have been so negligent, but I did water them 2 days ago. I really need to dry my oregano. And anything else? I don't know. I need to look and see what I have. My chamomile's growing back great, so I'm hoping I can get one more harvest of chamomile before winter makes it too late. Oh, hello, Mr. Mel. He's following me around this morning as usual, and then I feel bad because I'm not going to be in here long, and he thinks I am. Welcome to my home. If you're new, my name is Karen, and I'm doing a total reset of the house. Everything's a mess. Meal plans are a mess. House is a mess. I'm actually doing the bathroom organization video, but some things have to get done before. So I thought I would put it here because that's really what I'm about. It's Thursday, so the reset's starting now. And I put in a very small grocery order just to get me through the day because tomorrow is actually payday. So not the best time. I did wash my hers, and it's just air drying with curl cream in it. And yeah, let's just see what we can get done. Hopefully by the time I'm finished today, my house will be pretty well sparkling except for the areas that were switcherooing, which are still a mess. And I'll have a good menu plan based on what we have in the house so that I can make an intelligent grocery order. Unfortunately, first order business is always the dishes in the kitchen because people are going to be eating meals and it's just going to get worse if I don't get it taken care of.
Morning has broken, my windows are open. Wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow? What happens tomorrow? I turn to you and hope you can guide the way. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope. So I lean on you when I've lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. In times that are changing and when hope is fading, I know I can turn to your embrace. 'Cause there's so much beauty under your heaven, and I'm grateful every day. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope.
Got a little $65 grocery haul to show you. It's just kind of like get me through tomorrow's payday and a couple of good deals. Green onions, a couple of pink lady apples, a couple of bananas, some grapes for munching. These have been so good lately. Mini chocolate chips, red potatoes because I'm making a stew, onions, some, this is just in case people come home and they don't have anything to eat. They were like 30 cents a piece. And then Bob Evans mashed potatoes that my daughter likes, so that could be when she comes home from school. I had a $1.25 coupon for this, so I got some of these. And then this whole chicken was 99 cents a pound and Gas X. Lastly, a can of beans that I got for 25 cents because of a coupon. So, I was looking to see what I had in the house and what I could make today. And I decided to do a chicken stew because I have some chicken thighs that I wanted to use. And this stew I found calls for 2 pounds of boneless chicken thighs, 3 carrots, 3 celery stalks, 1 onion. I don't have celery stalks, but I probably have celery seed I can add. And I'm going to actually use some frozen onion, so I don't have to chop one. And I'm also using this for the carrots, and it's not a ton of carrot. That's just my microwave. So I'm also going to add peas at the end. And then 4 cloves of garlic. That's a lot of garlic. Minced. 4 cups of low sodium chicken broth. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, which is what drew me because I love it when you put tomato paste in something like this. Honestly, less calories and all that than like using heavy cream or something. But so yummy. A teaspoon of dried thyme, 2 bay leaves, salt and pepper, flour, a 1/4 cup for thickening, and instead of flour, I'm going to use cornstarch so that it's gluten-free, plus I prefer to thicken with cornstarch anyway. So this was supposed to be a crock pot recipe, but I never got it in the crock pot. So and it says you can also use fresh parsley chopped for garnish. I'm going to put it in my Dutch oven and cook it. I'm going to start the meat browning while I peel and cut up the potatoes. This is the whole reason I got a grocery order, was because once I found this, I thought I had everything because I thought I had potatoes, but then I didn't have potatoes, but then we had gotten all excited about it. So I thought, all right, we'll just get a small little grocery order, and then we'll do the main grocery order when we get paid. I also need to write avocado oil on my list because this is all I have. I don't have any like in the bottle. All right, let that heat up a little bit. I have one more chicken thigh that I am thawing out because this was more like a pound and a half. I think this, of course, stew is great for leftovers. So I'm gonna dice up these potatoes, and then I'm gonna get out all of my spices and such. The recipe had said to brown the chicken before putting it in the crock pot. So what I'm going to do is, I had the pan too hot, brown it, and then maybe take it out, cut it up, and put it back in. That's what I'm thinking. Just kind of go on rogue. You don't have to be picky when it comes to stew. We'll let that sear. Meanwhile, I'll wash my potatoes. I think you see it on this one. Probably salt and pepper my chicken. I had thought I had potatoes, and then I just had this one lonely potato. So we'll get that cut up. You know, there's plenty of warm weather left in September. Summer's technically not over. It just feels like fall once everyone goes back to school, doesn't it? And so then you start hankering things like stews. It just feels like fall, a fall recipe, even though it's not cold outside, to have a nice hot stew. I also need to find, my husband just made it again. It's a corn chowder that has chicken and bacon in it. Definitely the kind of corn chowder a man would choose because it has two different kinds of meat and one of those is bacon. But it's so good because the broth is like a zuppa toscana, but it's a chowder. And now I think, oh, I want to use his recipe of adding the chicken broth instead of water and also plenty of garlic and do a fish chowder that way. So perhaps you'll be seeing that come up here pretty soon. I love soup so much. Broth to me is so comforting. And the tomato paste was something that I grew up with, having tomato paste in soups and stews. My mother is Armenian, and they use a lot of that in their soups and stews. So she always was adding a little bit of tomato, like in a beef soup. Oh, it's so good. So I'm excited to eat this. Potatoes are not low carb, are they? But boy, we're just going to have, let's see, I got two small ones, one medium size. It's supposed to be 4 potatoes, so I'll do maybe one extra because these are pretty small. I'll do one big extra. So I'll do 5 potatoes. I also wanted to save some potatoes to do a small potato salad. My daughter Ava loves potato salad with hard-boiled eggs in it, so I'll probably do that for her another day. You know, it's funny when school's ending, it feels like, oh, I can't wait for summer and things slow down and we can just relax. And then summer's always super duper busy. And then toward the end of summer, you start to think, oh, I just want to get back to the, school time and get back to a schedule, because it just feels like that's more relaxing to have a schedule. And then you get the schedule and it's super duper busy. And then the holidays come, so life is just busy, and you just have to take time out of it. Whew, glad that's over. So I hope you're finding some fall things to do. Do you like to go to apple festivals? Are there any special events you look forward to before the holidays hit? Let me know. I'm not even going to cut these. I think I'm just, unless they're big, like there's a couple in here that are kind of big, but I'm just gonna like cut it now, call it a day. All right. I'm remembering my husband likes them cut small. I'm gonna put the potatoes in, mostly so I have a place to put the chicken when I pull it out. So I can cut up the chicken and then I'll add it back in. It's a little stuck to the bottom. Then I'm going to add in the chicken broth and all of the herbs and such, all the flavors. So the potatoes will cook in all of that and absorb it, which will be so good. And the carrots. And then the peas, they're frozen. And there's nothing worse than mushy peas, so we'll put those in at the very end. There's definitely going to be leftovers to this, which I see as a good thing. All that chicken fat's kind of coating the potatoes. And I'll put these in there. Whoops. Guess I should pull out. Some of them seem super large. So the ones that are big, I'll just kind of like dice them right back into the pot. It's all about stew. Anything goes in a stew. Watch, I'll end up cutting all of them. I feel like the skinny ones, they don't matter. The ones that are like this, I don't need to do anything with that. I'm going to use this whole 32-ounce box. All right, I'm going to turn the heat back up so that the broth will come to a boil. And let's see what I had. Thank goodness I took a screenshot. All right. Because then I couldn't, when I went back, I could not find, oh yeah, I was going to get out celery seed. I knew there was something I was missing. Oh. No celery seeds, we're going to have to live without it, sadly. So, 4 cloves of garlic. All right. 2, 3, 4. 4 cloves of garlic. That's a lot of garlic. Trust in the process. 4 cups of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Got my tomato paste right here. Once we open the can, store it in the fridge. There's 1, and there's 2. I'll probably whisk this in when I'm done. And then a teaspoon of dried thyme. The first time I do a recipe, I try to stick to a recipe, and then after that, I make adjustments. I mean, I've already made some adjustments here, but nothing that's any big deal. 1 teaspoon of thyme. I don't use thyme a lot, so I definitely don't want to put in too much because I don't know how big of an impact it makes. And then, what else? 2 bay leaves. Somewhere I have bay leaves. Salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to add more salt and pepper. 1 and 2. So now I can cover this and let it simmer. I'm going to cut up the chicken so that I can add it back in. Oh, I was going to whisk this tomato paste in a little bit so that it all mixes together. Well, it smells good. My potatoes got stuck in there. All right, I think I need more salt and pepper though. A little more pepper. A little pepper goes a long way, in my opinion. I think this would be good with red pepper flakes too. I just have a feeling. All right, now I can turn that back down because it's starting to boil. And let the carrots and the potatoes simmer. I'm going to cut this up, put it back in. Usually I put way more chicken broth than a recipe asks for, but I think this time I actually am going to make a stew and not a soup, so I will trim off some of the obvious fat pieces. So it said you could use chicken breast for this. I think it'd be great for roasted chicken. That's what I usually use when I make a stew. But I like chicken thigh because of the darker meat. I just feel like it's softer, it doesn't dry out. I have one daughter who doesn't eat chicken thighs because it's just a texture thing for her, but she's not home tonight. Now all that's left to do is to add the peas and then to thicken it. So I'm just going to let it simmer until the potatoes and the carrots are cooked. Then I will thicken it and add the peas. All right, time to add some peas and thicken it. So I'll take the bay leaves out. There's one. I'm going to find the other one. Whoop, there it is. All right. I'm just going to add like 1 cup of frozen peas. I almost forgot. I was ready to serve it. Stir those in because it'll only take a minute for them to heat up. Ooh, look at that. With the cornstarch, I'm going to use like a couple tablespoons. Then add cold water. Not a lot, just enough to cover the cornstarch. Then I stir it with a fork, and then I kind of pull some of the filling away so I can pour it in a spot and then just quickly stir it so it doesn't lump up, and then incorporate it into the whole thing. And then you can leave it for a couple minutes if you want to, or if you like the thickness that it is already, you can eat it right away. But this is going to be gorgeous. It's yummy. Let me give you my true confession of what a lack of watering did. There's my hyssop here, and my hyssop here. There's my mint plant,
that I'm assuming will come back next year. Look at all these weeds. I mean, what a mess. But sometimes that is what happens because you have other things that need to get done. Here's the chamomile, looking gorgeous. This was completely wilted, and then I watered it 2 days ago. This was all dead, so I cut it back so it would come back. So yeah, that's something I'm going to need that my husband planted, and I don't even know what it is. So yeah, the jalapenos are surviving. This had gotten eaten, but then there was one pepper on it, so I left it here because it had a pepper. But now I could move it. And then the serrano peppers, I see it has a spider web I'm going to have to get rid of, but that's still doing well. This is whatever my husband planted. Honestly, I don't even know. These are red onions that we planted, and look at my poor marigolds that I didn't water, and then I need to deadhead those ones big time, and behind it was a cucumber plant that is long gone. These were the new things that I planted. My husband's been into maybe keeping these for plant life, to plant things in, and I want to get rid of them, so I have a feeling I'm going to get my way on those two at least. And then the deer have really loved these knockout roses, but I need to cut these back. I need to fertilize. Oh, so many things to do. I haven't even wanted to come out here and see it because, you know, this is all I see when I need to focus on the fact that there are some things that I haven't dyed, and my hyssop over here isn't doing too terrible. I need to look up how to prune it maybe. Maybe I will take these stems that have the dead ones on it. I don't know. But the pollinators, yeah, there's a honeybee right there. I don't know if you can see them. But the pollinators have loved this plant, and we've had monarch butterflies on it, so hopefully I'll get one today to show you. But you can see all this oregano I need to deal with, chive, and then my rhubarb I need to harvest. Leo is still in the bathroom. Leo! Look. Oh, little buddy. He's like, I want to come outside. He wants to be an outdoor cat so bad.
If I was ever tempted to let him be outside, when I saw a fisher cat in the afternoon when they're nocturnal, running through my yard with a cat chasing it, that was enough for me to be like, no, Leo, you're an indoor cat. Not only that, we have coyotes. Once in a while there'll be a bobcat sighting. We have bears. There was a bear within a 5-minute drive of my house, a black bear. So, not to mention the neighborhood cats, I could beat him up. No, we'll just keep him in. It's fine. He's fine. Right, Leo? You're fine. You know, I could use a hose, but this is so darn aesthetic to me. Just having this gentle waterfall and ignoring all of the weeds I see. I'm just glad that my plants grow in spite of my latent treatment of them lately. With the hyssop, when you're ready to winter them over, you cut them down. Ooh, is that a bumblebee? You cut them down and then you cover them with mulch. And then in the spring, you take the mulch up. I did that last year and it went great. So I'll definitely do that again this year. Also, I've become one of those people who picks up rocks when they go on a walk that would look good in my garden. Not huge ones, obviously. Not a very strong person. But because I live on dirt roads, they grate the roads, and then it turns up bigger rocks that I think no one's going to want to drive over that or step on it. It's going to be, we're going to have upper 70s to 80 off and on over the next week. So that's super exciting. Today, the air is so very still. There's not any breeze. Okay, I think I'm gonna water the stuff in the front yard tonight because I want to take bug. I hate bugs. I want to take a little break. I'm feeling it just a little, so I'm gonna listen to my body, take a good break. I'm gonna get myself an electrolyte drink. I have Propel that I'm really liking because it tastes like lemonade and it doesn't give me a stomach ache, whereas traditional, the acidic part of lemonade does give me a stomach ache. Anyway, long story longer. I'm going to take a break and then I'm going to, a 50-minute break. And then I really need to get to my fridge. Oh, the fridge is so bad. Also, Robin has tomatillo sauce going down. The timer went off and of course he was upstairs now, so I'm just going to get this out for him. Nice. We have tomatillos, jalapenos, serranos, onions. Yeah, that's about it. It's all going to get blended up and be a nice sauce. He was roasting it at 400 degrees. Also, this was a pan I got at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So it's small, but great for small little projects. I can tell it already kind of like, did it? Maybe it didn't. It looked like to me it had warped, but maybe not. Either way, you can't beat $1.25. Laundry is all ready to switch over. Time just flies. Alright, I'm going to need the trash for this. It already has a bag of kitty litter. I cleaned out the cat litter, so that's in there, which I knew I would be emptying this soon, so it's already heavy, honestly, because it had been too long. But this way I can just dump the food in there, put it right outside. Because I'm telling you, it's bad. All right, I'm going in. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna wipe as I go, and I also need something to listen to. What do we got here? Oh, let's listen to Clutterbug talk about decluttering the bathroom. going outside now. Ooh. Okay, I was going to get those dishes in the dishwasher first, but I need a break and I'm going to eat lunch. So we'll catch you back. Don't forget to take breaks. I need to get a shade on my kitchen window because afternoon filming is nearly impossible lighting-wise. But I am getting the dishes from the refrigerator and whatever else is piled up here. Once you put one dish in the sink, everyone's like, oh, is that what we're doing? Put it in the sink now? Anyways, I'm going to get that filled so I can run it and have it empty before supper. I took extra breaks today, but I'm tired. It's Friday, and when your mother tells you to take extra breaks, you take extra breaks. And then whatever you don't get done that day just goes on the next day's list, right? It really doesn't do us any good to do that stuff about it. Alright, so just to show you, this is what I have, this is what will fit. Get that started. And then this is what is left for the next load. The rest doesn't look so bad, so that's good.
And the fridge is definitely ready for groceries. There's really nothing, in the back. There's some leftover pancakes here. Piece of leftover pizza. This is the roasted chicken. I'll probably roast this tomorrow. And then I have lots of produce, which is good because I'm getting a salad pack, so I'll be using all this in my salads. And then we got some cheese that can be used, some pepperoni, different things. And then in the freezer, it's mostly kind of odds and ends. I do have some individually wrapped chicken, a good deal of that. That's chicken. These are a couple of pork chops that maybe I'll make my husband and I tonight. one random piece of steak, one random chicken thigh, then we have some turkey burger. You know, it's all little stuff. This should be on the bottom. I like to keep frozen vegetables down here. Anything that's not meat down here. And then, so I can see next week, I'm going to want to do a pizza. And I need to definitely do some bean recipes, because I have these as well. You know, soups, rice, and bean recipes, that kind of thing. One random can of beans. I'll definitely have more rouse. And up here I have a corn muffin mix I could make for my daughters. This I thought was empty. I guess there's 1 pack left. So this, oh, no, got 3 packs left. Alright, so those can come out so people actually see them. We should have enough rice, since my husband and I rarely eat rice. Because this is my rice store. And then there's always this for when I'm in a pinch. What's back there? 1 chicken broth. So, yeah. Ava takes that to school. Just a few random things for breakfast stuff, but I'm going to wait on that and order it later. A couple of apple sauces. We got lots of like tomato sauce, diced tomatoes. I should probably bring those down here. But I have the diced tomatoes. That's not focusing, but trust me, it's diced tomato. And my daughter Rachel, hers was pretty well stocked. I couldn't eat in it. And then I did order her some more dried mango, which she eats a lot of. And then I did order more flour.
All right, this is the part of the day where you go, I really thought I would get my bathrooms cleaned today, and I didn't. And I thought I would get my stairs vacuumed, and I didn't. But I did get an important phone call that ended up taking an hour, and that's part of the reason. And so that's when having the to-do list is really effective, to really celebrate what you did get done. Just push the little cleaner out of the way. I did get a grocery order put in, and I didn't get to do a good, I did a little bit of an inventory, as you saw, but maybe not as good as I would often do. But I'm going to write down 7 meals that I can think of off the top of my head from the grocery order, from what I see. So I know we can do homemade pizza, and some of these meats that you saw in the freezer, that was just like 1 serving. Like when they have pizza, I could have the steak. I could have that 1 piece of steak. So I don't really, or I could make myself, that's what I'll do, I'll make a low-carb pizza. I'll make myself a cauliflower pizza, because I got some cauliflower and some reduced fat mozzarella. So yeah, and then what else was I thinking? I did get some ground beef. I'm just writing ground beef when I can't figure out what we're doing with the ground beef. Oh, we could do pasta sauce, because then I would have enough ground beef to do 2 things, maybe. We could do a chili with beans and ground beef, because then I don't need a lot of ground beef, because I could do 2, I could double the beans. Ground beef. What else was, oh, I have the roasted chicken. So I want to look up recipes that you can do with roasted chicken. I mean, I know some. I do chicken pie, chicken soup. I can write a soup. Soup with roasted chicken. And then just figure out what that is. Roaster. This will get me started. You know, it's like time to cut your losses sometimes and not feel badly about where you're at, right? That's what I'm trying to do. And then Brinner, which is breakfast for dinner. We could do that. Do pancakes. That's what we did this week. And then I can have an omelet instead of pancakes. And then I just need 1 more. So soup with the roaster chicken, chili, pasta and sauce. What would I have during the pasta and sauce? That's when I would have the steak. I'll put that in parentheses. Oh, and I'll put the 2 pork chops. And then, you know, it'll be on a day when it's just my husband and I, and Rachel often makes her own. So yeah, okay, just like that, I came up with a meal plan. And the only thing that even relied on my grocery order coming is the ground beef. So that's really good. I mean, oh, and the cauliflower for the cauliflower pizza. See how easy is that? And then, you know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to start with cleaning the bathrooms, and then I'll get back to the switcheroo. I think I have one more day that I need to work on setting up my husband and I upstairs. We organized the downstairs bathroom. Now I'll organize the upstairs bathroom, and that will be done. And then I'll be moving on to my dining room and organizing our offices. It's happening in my crafts. I kind of displaced my crafts. They're sitting on the dining room floor. I'm not even going to show you. You'll have to come back. You have to come back to see my messes. You know, you just can't see my messes whenever you want. Oh boy, but I got a lot done, and you got a lot done, I bet. Even if you think you didn't, get that ta-da list out, write what you got done, and put at the bottom, ta-da! You know, add everything. If you made yourself breakfast, if you made yourself lunch, if you watered your plants, if you fed the birds, if you took a shower, like put it all down, because it all took time, and that's where your day went. If you had a phone call, write that down. Not necessarily because it was on your to-do list, but because it took time. So a lot of times when we don't get a lot done, we're like, oh my goodness, I only got 2 things done. And it's because we're not looking at the whole picture of what we did in that day. And everything takes time, whether it was on your list or not. So I hope this was an encouragement, inspiration for you to get done the things on your list, to take breaks, and to give yourself grace, and to start tomorrow's list, not worrying about what got done today. Remember, as always, God loves you, and I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.